Last week here on Smashdown, Jason Sensation and 𝐾𝐨𝐲 took home the championship flag for the second week in a row in a controversial finish. Will he hang on here tonight? Find out next.
It's time for big horsepower and big hair.
Welcome in, MTA fans, to the second week of the February season here tonight on Smashdown. As you just saw, Jason Craddock and 𝐾𝐨𝐲 comes in tonight's event as defending champion. He's got 7 other Diecast monster trucks ready to rip, roar, and let it fly here tonight in our field of trucks. And this is how round 1 is going to be shaken down. UFO set to take on Wildfire. Invader back to take on Classroom Crusher. Monster Energy takes on No Problem. And then Executioner will get first shot at that man right there, Jason Craddock and 𝐾𝐨𝐲. Now coming to the line first is the leader of the K&J Motorsports race team, the veteran 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐭, here tonight in UFO. Now set to take on the new kid on the block, Corbin Jocelyn, in the brand new Wildfire. Ready to go over here on the outside lane. Still working the bugs out of that brand new truck. We'll see what he's got. It's the early 90s right here on the MTA YouTube channel. UFO set to take on Wildfire. Here's the green light now in round 1. As they get down the straightaway they go. UFO's got a slight lead, but Wildfire right there with him to the finish. It was close, and over goes Valancourt on the outside lane. Corbin Jocelyn and Wildfire hanging right there with him all the way down to that shutdown area. We got to go back and take another look at our Crush This replay. Down the straightaway, they were pretty much side by side. Up and over the first jump, they settle it down in no man's land. Valancourt goes wide right like the Buffalo Bills, hits the van stack, puts it on 2 wheels, and dumped it over on its lid. Nonetheless, he is your winner here tonight in round 1. We'll have a pit update later on tonight for UFO. Next up coming to the line is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞, the new kid on the block, has taken MTA by storm. He will now draw up against the longtime veteran, Brandon Jager, back in the all-new Invader, which proved to be a top-tier threat on the MTA YouTube channel last season here on Smashdown. He walked away with a championship win. We'll see what he's got against the new kid on the block in Classroom Crusher. Here's the green light now. Invader takes on the Crusher side by side down the straightaway. Classroom Crusher now pulling a big-time lead, and over goes 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 in the shutdown area. He was trying to get the truck low, and Brandon Jager and Invader went for a wild ride himself over on the outside lane. As we go back down and take another look at the Crush This replay, here comes Classroom Crusher now on the inside. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 sets the truck down nicely. Shoot out over the final set of cars. Invader all crossed up, and then 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. Classroom Crusher hitting the van stack down in the shutdown area. He goes end over end right there, and now the MTA track crew and officials are down there to turn him back over. And as you can tell at first glance, a lot of body damage done to the Classroom Crusher here tonight. He'll be down in the pits alongside UFO, seeing if they're going to be able to come back for our semifinal competition. The damage has been done here tonight, week 2 of the February season. And obviously a lot of work to do for 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 and his crew. The Classroom Crusher team will be down in the pits thrashing to see if they're going to be able to make it back for our semifinal competition. As they get the truck situated, they're getting ready to head back to the pit area. You see the damage done a lot here tonight on the body. Hopefully it's ready to go mechanically back for semifinals. But next up here tonight in round 1, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy coming back. He's now set to take on Iron Mike Lanford, a longtime MTA veteran, has been with us since April of 2020. The No Problem Ford Bronco, a truck he built and sent down here to the MTA arena. It's been proven to be a top-tier threat. He's always a thorn in everybody's side. We'll see what the No Problem Ford Broncos got against Monster Energy in round 1. Green light goes down. Renegades taking on K&J. Monster's got a lead. Here comes No Problem on the inside lane, and Mike Lanford started to close the gap there. Skipper now in trouble, and right now we're going to take another look at the Crush This replay, because that was a solid race through and through all the way down to the finish line. We go back and take another look here. They're pretty much even down that straightaway. Up now over the first jump. Lanford starts to settle it down, but Jeffrey Skipper hanging right there with him. Shoot out to the finish line, and by about half a tire, Mike Lanford and No Problem pull out a win here tonight over the Iceman, Monster Energy. Nothing to be ashamed of with that race. That was good old boys throwing it down here in round 1. But now we get set and ready to close out round 1 action. Nathan Smith driving for the Crush This race team. Executioner coming to the line out of Champaign, Illinois. He is now going to be taking on the 4-time Smashdown champion, Jason Sensation Craddock and 𝐾𝐨𝐲𝐽 over there on the outside lane. Walked away with a championship win last week. He also came into this season closing out January as defending champion. Can he do it again? The green light goes down. Gas Monkey and Executioner side by side through no man's land, and what a ride for Gas Monkey. He puts it on two wheels, and Executioner looks like he just dethroned the champion here tonight inside of round one. We're going to go back and take another look at this replay as they come down the ramp, up and over the first jump. Watch the outside lane. Craddock gets a little out of shape, hits the side of the jump, rides it out on two wheels, an incredible save. But unfortunately, he loses the flag here tonight in round one. But what a great run he has had coming out of the January season on into February. But again, ladies and gentlemen, semifinal action is coming up next. We're going to crown an all-new champion here tonight, so don't go anywhere.
It's bigger. This is the 10th anniversary of Crush This, a Monster Truck podcast brought to you by J Concepts. The Monster Truck Conductor Bradshaw and 𝐷𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿. Strap in and hold on tight. This is Crush This.
And make sure you catch up with our friends Bradshaw and 𝐷𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿 over on the Crush This podcast tonight, 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome back to Smashdown here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Semifinal action coming at you. UFO set to take on the Classroom Crusher. Then the other side of the bracket, No Problem, is going to be taking on Executioner. So we will see who's going to walk away with the championship flag here tonight to close out week 2 of the February season as these 4 trucks get lined up at the line. As you saw during our commercial break, UFO and Classroom Crusher were down in the pit area. They are both back at the starting line. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿 returns here tonight after a violent crash in Classroom Crusher. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿 here tonight on the inside lane. UFO, he didn't roll not nearly as hard as Classroom Crusher did in round 1. There you see the damage done over there to 𝐬𝐿𝐴𝐺's machine. He's going to try to make it into the final round showdown. He's got to go through the old pro and UFO. Here's the green light now. Classroom Crusher, UFO down the straightaway, slight lead to 𝐬𝐿𝐴𝐺. Classroom Crusher in trouble. He turns it over, and 𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐺 goes over one more time here tonight. Not often do you see a double rollover on the MTA YouTube channel, but tonight it just happened. Watch now as they go up and over the first jump. 𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐺 ahead, and UFO. Classroom Crusher trying to make up the ground. He gets a little bobbing up over the final set of cars. He dumps it over, and 𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐺 once again hits the van stack, kind of just slid off the side of it, and over he goes. And right now the MTA Tri-Court officials are getting that mess cleaned up because coming to the line, it's the second matchup of our semifinals. Nathan Smith returns here tonight in Executioner, now ready to take on Mike Lanford in the No Problem Ford Bronco, another driver for the K&J Motorsports race team. He built that truck himself, sent it down here, ready to rock the house here in semis. Nathan Smith looking for his very first Smashdown win. The Crush This race team out of Champaign, Illinois. Executioner on the outside. Here's the green light, down the straightaway they go. No Problem, Executioner. Lanford's got a lead on him. Nathan Smith trying to make up the ground. Unable to do so here tonight, and Mike Lanford will put the No Problem Ford Bronco in the final round showdown. Nathan Smith was hanging right there with him all the way over the final set of cars. Let's go back and look at the Crush This replay. As you see, Lanford and No Problem's got about a truck length lead through no man's land. Executioner right there trying to make up the ground, and Lanford pulls out a win by about 3/4 of a truck, and No Problem will advance on into our final round showdown. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will set the stage. It's going to be an all K&J Motorsports Racing final as UFO gets set to take on the No Problem Ford Bronco. Who's it going to be taking the flag in the week 3 of the February season? Not to mention a lot of points are on the line here tonight. The finals are coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, Steve here with Monster Truck Attitude. If you ever thought about signing up for one of the MTA events, be sure to head over to Facebook and find our group, Monster Truck Attitude. That is where we hold all the registrations to get into these racing events, and you can see your name in lights right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be a part of the family and get ready to lock and load on some of the greatest diecast monster truck racing. It is now time for the final round showdown here tonight, week 2 of the February season on Smashdown. Iron Mike Lanford returns in No Problem. He takes on the old pro 𝐬𝐿𝐴𝐺 in the UFO Ford, ready to go on the inside lane. Both drivers representing the K&J Motorsports race team. It's an old school battle here in week 2 of the February season. One of them's walking away with the championship flag. Both drivers are staying at the line. No Problem, UFO. It's showtime here tonight on Smashdown. Side by side they go through the first jump in no man's land. A shootout over the final set of cars. What a matchup. Two great veteran drivers representing the same team, laying down a clinic here in the final round showdown. UFO and No Problem. We got to go back and take another look at our Crush This replay. Take another look down the straightaway right here, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much side by side. Even now, up and over the first jump. Settle it down. It's time to put down the horsepower. Shootout over the final set of cars. Vaillancourt's got a slight lead, breaking the tire over the finish line. We're going to take another look at the second frame, and UFO will pull it out by mere inches over No Problem here tonight. An incredible matchup and nothing to be ashamed of from that team. Absolutely burning it down here tonight on Smashdown. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for now your new Smashdown champion here tonight, James Vaillancourt and UFO. What a final here tonight, week 2 of the February season on Smashdown. And now, as we look at the overall points, Vaillancourt jumps to the top of the list, 180, ranking number 1 right behind him, a fellow teammate, 𝐽𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼 with 175. Then we're looking at the 165 range with Invader and No Problem. Then Monster Energy, Classroom Crusher, and Executioner at 155. And the new kid on the block in Wildfire brings up the bottom with 150 points. And ladies and gentlemen, 𝐾&J has been dominating the February season. UFO, your winner here tonight. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. Be sure to check out last week's Thursday Night Thunder video right here on screen. Thank you all so much for everything you do. Be sure to crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road.